Let me get all the links sent out to everybody. Okay, let me get the link. Let me send it out. I'm going to set that there so you can see it. There we go. What's that? Out. As you come in, say hello. Can't wait to show you guys this. It's so gorgeous. I got a new mold, and it's awesome. We're going to wait and let people get here, get situated. All right. Post this for everybody. It is Friday, friends time. Goodness, y'all. Okay. Post. All right. We're back. Y'all, last week was really short. And I apologize for that, but we are here this week and we're going to talk about background coloring. And we're going to use UV resin to do this because I can show you a lot of different techniques in the way things turn out in a short amount of time since we're doing it live. Now, all of this is going to apply with regular resin too. So fear not. You can add your own background colorants using dark micas, whatever you want to do on your background. And I'm going to show you some methods. And I'll put these on here so you can see the different UV resins that are out there that are pre-colored. All of these are pre-colored. I did not add any colorant to them. So there you go. Excuse me. So let's talk about rules. Y'all know I've talked about rules and using UV resin, what you can and what you can't do. We may break some of those today. And I'm breaking them to show you an example of why we can't use them or when we can and how you need to use them. So first things first, y'all, look at these little baby spoons. Aren't they adorable? So we have those, and I'm going to use these because I am going to mix some of this mica powder into clear UV resin that I already have set aside. Now, before we do that, y'all, I pre-poured these last night with 1v1 resin. I put these in the resin in my bubble machine But what I didn't do is I didn't go in my mold and remove the bubbles. So you can see I have some holes here where I didn't get the bubbles out of the mold. But isn't this beautiful, y'all? It's a statue of Mary, and all I did was take some chrome powders and I brushed the ridges inside the mold to give us this effect, but also still have a lot of clear there. So you can still see my hand through this. Now here's an option that you can do. And I could have done last night while this was curing. I could have taken iridescent cellophane and put in my clear resin to give this effect. You see that? You can see the effect that the iridescent cellophane would have given this if I had put it in. I can still use this as the background to my statue. Listen to me, y'all, making laws. My statue, like so. And you're still going to get that iridescent effect. And I'm probably going to do that with her. But I want to show you different ways you can back. See, it's just a clear back. There's nothing on it. And if you know, this side is glossy, this side is matte. And it's because of the mold. Let me see if I have it right here close by. I think I do. I do. It is because of this mold. This mold is like a mold you will see used with food, to make chocolate, to use for fondant. It gives a matte finish. So I know that, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I don't mind it. Now, if I wanted to make this shiny, I could simply spray shiny acrylic over this and it would brighten it up. Or I could simply take a gloved hand, put in resin, and brush over the top of the statue, let that cure, and it would gloss up. So there's ways you can create the effect that you want. Another thing that I'm going to use this mold for is I'm going to use the Resin-Crete because I want to see how this turns out with Resin-Crete too. But y'all, I love this. I think she turned out beautiful. I can use my, let's put that down. It's gonna fall. I can use my acrylic markers to add details to her face. This actually has rosary bead hanging down. I can use those acrylic markers, or I can also use my chrome metallic markers to highlight the rosary bead. Whatever I want to highlight. If I want to add some trim to her robes, I can do that with chrome markers. I can do it with acrylic markers. Whatever you want to do, it's your choice. But for this purpose today, I am going to adhere this to the back of and get this iridescent effect. And we're just going to do it with clear resin, UV resin. I'm going to go through and cure the UV. It's going to be easy. I'll show you how to do that. But for now, we're going to set her to the side because I really want to talk about backing pieces and how you can do that. Less Resin and some others, I think J. Diction, Antique Spurt both have white and black pre-colored UV resin. What does that mean? These pre-colored UV resins give you the appearance of being solid and opaque without having to worry about, is it transparent enough that it's going to cure with my UV light? The answer is yes. These pre-colored UV resins are formulated to cure with no issue, even though they appear opaque. And you'll see what I mean. So I poured some Dominoes last night. These are all cured. I didn't have enough resin to fill all of this up. That's why you see some mica sitting in some of these, because they don't have resin in them. But for this purpose, let's start with white. Okay. And I'm just going to get my white down, and I'm going to put it over my domino like that. I'll put my cap back on so I don't spill it anywhere. And I'm going to use a silicone tip tool to move this around, pop some of those bubbles. I want to make sure that it's out to the edge. Pop that bubble. So there we go. And you see bubbles are going to come to the surface. That's fine. Remember, I tell you guys, if it's in a silicone mold, do not use fire. So don't use a long lighter, any of that, because you're going to run the risk of melding your resin piece to your mold. And the only way to get it out is rip it. We don't want that. So I just give it a little spritz of isopropyl alcohol that y'all know I keep on standby. I have, y'all, I pre-poured these, and I got to move them because if they are near my lamp when I light it off, they're going to cure. We don't want that because I'm going to use these to mix things into them, like some glitter, some gold flake, some transparent ink, things like that. So I have a cordless UV light. I'm just going to put this on 60 seconds. Excuse me, y'all. We're going to let it run. And then the white will be cured. Done deal. And I'm going to take it out of the mold, and I'm going to let you see the result with the white. Now, remember I had some on my stick? I'm just putting my stick underneath my lamp to let that cure on the silicone. And guess what? It peels right off. Done. How was your Friday? Do y'all have big plans this weekend? Y'all. Wow. When you come in, make sure you give us a thumbs up. All right. There we go. So, I put this, look, peels right off. Put it in my handy dandy trash can. The resin that was on there peels right off. Hey. When y'all come in, give me thumbs up. And today, we're talking about backing colors. I have this little Mary statue I made that's beautiful. We're going to add this iridescent cellophane to the back of her. So that's what we're doing today. Oop, turn that off. All right. This is cured now. All done. It's a little warm, so I'm going to let it sit just a minute before I take it out. But y'all, I want to show you. I got that 60-piece mica set, and that's what we talked about last week when I did the Tree of Life. It's closed. But remember, I used the wrong interference color. I put gold in with the green when I really wanted to put the blue. So I have all the interference I pulled out of the box to show you. Let's see, what do we have? Gold, purple. All right, so we have purple ghost. Do you see the purple hue? That's an underlying tone. Then we have the blue ghost, which is same thing, blue interference powder, blue ghost, all the same thing. And you can see the blue underlying. That's just a regular white. Then we have the violet. You see the undertones there. These really pop in dark colors. People ask me all the time, what is an interference powder? What is ghost powders? If you look at the front of this bottle, it says interference powder, and then the name is ghost. What is green ghost? So this is going to have a green iridescent undertone to this, and these really pop in dark colors. So, and the one I dropped is gold, which we saw last week when I had it mixed in with the green on the Tree of Life. So this is cool enough now. So I'm going to pull this out. We went with the white background. Now, when you put white on the back of any of your pieces, it's going to pastel out the front. So when we look at this, it looks pastel-y. And I'm going to do black next, and you're going to see the big difference. White is going to pastel your colors out. Black is going to make them pop even more. So let's set this white one aside, and let's get our, that's white, set it aside. We're going to use our pre-colored black UV resin. Don't have to add anything to this. Don't have to color it or guess. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put black like so, and then I'm going to use my silicone tip tool just like last time. I'm going to pop bubbles, and we're going to make sure that it's spread evenly so every little bit is covered. And you can see this looks like a solid black, right? It doesn't look transparent, but that's okay. Because if it is pre-colored by the company, it is formulated to cure with no issues. Okay? You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, did I put too much color in there? Is it transparent enough? That's why y'all see me really push these pre-colored UV colors, because it takes all the guesswork out. Before we had these pre-colored, we had to use transparent inks, or we had to guesstimate and really walk that line. Is it going to be enough to let light through and not completely block it? So these colors take all that guesswork away. Again, we're taking, you see there's black on my silicone tip, putting it under the lamp, gonna let it cure on the silicone, and it's gonna peel right off. I don't have to waste a baby wipe. I don't have to waste a paper towel. Just put it under your lamp and let it cure on there and peel it off. Super easy. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. Is it cold where you're at? Has it snowed yet? Are you in a place that even gets snow? It's been crazy. We finally got a good amount of snow. I was happy about that. The Huskies were happy about that. And you know how it's a good amount? It's taken longer to melt and go away than usual. Okay, so watch. Peels right off. Easy. No paper towel, no baby wipe. So there you go. There's a pro tip for you. Save your... Oh, thank you. Make sure my lamp is turned off so it doesn't go off. Now, again, this is really hot. I'm going to let it sit. Hey! So glad you're here. Ooh, that's a good temp. These are pre-colored UV. This is a black that's pre-colored by Let's Resin. They also have a white, and they sell these separate. These are bigger bottles. Normally, pre-colored UV resin comes in a small bottle. These black and white ones they sell, and I'm going to link all of this after the live, I promise. So you can just click the link, it'll take you right there. You can look at it yourself. But they actually put together bigger bottles of black and white because that is the majority of what we use as backing colors, right? So they made it really convenient and put it in a bigger bottle because we go through it so quickly. So let me get this black one out and show you. Look at the difference. Here is white and black, right? Now look at the difference in the effect. White is pasteled out, black pops. So you see the difference between background colors you choose really affect the way your project turns out as an end result. So if you want a more pastel color, like it's Easter or something like that, springtime, and you want pastel colors, I mean, you can actually use pre-made colors, you know, that are pastel too. And there are some that are pearlescent that are going to have a shimmer to them. And we'll go over that in a minute. But this is strictly white versus black. And this goes for your regular resin too. It's not just UV resin. If you use 1v1 resin and you put a white background, you're going to get a pastel effect. If you use 1v1 and you use black or a dark purple or a dark blue, any kind of dark color, same thing here. You can use light pink. Any of your lighter shades are going to pastel. Any of your darker shades are going to make it pop and stand out more vibrant. So I hope just the black and white background gives you that understanding of the effect they're going to give you. Another way to find out the effect before you even pour color is you can put your piece on a white background, put a piece of white paper, put a piece of dark paper or anything dark for that matter behind your piece and see which effect you like better. So you'll see, I've seen some YouTubers who keep cardstock, and that's why. They put their project on top of different colors to see the final outcome before they choose what background color they're going to use. So there's another pro tip for you guys. So we're going to set these aside and we're going to do some more fun colors because this is really, usually people use white or black. And it's very clear in the bigger bottles, white and black. Those are usually our two go-tos. So we're going to set these aside. Excuse me. And let's try something really simple. Okay. This is a transparent color and you see it's navy, right? Even though this is a dark color, it's still going to be see-through and transparent. Oh yeah. Previewing your outcome really helps, especially if you're new and you don't know. So I want you to see. I put 2 drops of the navy transparent in there. I'm going to take my little silicone. I'm going to stir it up. And y'all, this is the thing with transparent ink. I could put this whole bottle in this. It's never going to be opaque. It's always, always going to stay transparent. Okay? So that is what transparent ink means. Doesn't matter how much you use, it's going to stay see-through and transparent like so. Okay? So let's just pour this down. And I'm going to tell y'all, if you're making dominoes, make sure one side is opaque. And I'm doing this for a reason, as an experiment, to show you guys the difference. Okay? I have a hair. Did I get it? Nope. Nope. All right, got that time. Now, I'm going to take my silicone tool. I'm going to push it out to the side. And see, this is what I mean about dominoes. If you have a brother like I have, who is a cheater, self-admitted, he admits it, he will see that see-through and be like, haha, I know what piece you have. You have the 4-5. Because it's see-through and transparent. So when you're making these dominoes, make sure you're making them non-cheater friendly. So I spritzed it with alcohol to get these little bubbles. They're still popping. Just gonna pop these little things. Right now, I'm not really worried about my bubbles because I want to show you all these backgrounds. So that's transparent, right? Take my lamp, turn it on, put it on 60 seconds. Remember, I have this on my, and actually I can show you a trick here too. I still have some in my cup, so I'm going to put my cup in there and let it cure. I'm going to put my stick under my lamp and let it cure. And guess what? I just peel it out. Peel it off. No baby wipe wasted. No paper towels wasted. No just throwing the cup away. We're going to see on this cup because these are brand new little medicine cups that I just ordered. And they look like this. It's just a little medicine cup that, this is disposable ones. Really cheap. Get them in bulk. Super easy. Especially if you're working on small projects. You know, you see Daniel Cooper uses them all the time because he works on little small projects, cabochons, and what else does he use them on? Really cabochons a lot. Okay, so there it was under the light. Look at that. Ta-da! Peels right off. Goes right in the trash. So, super easy way to clean your tool. Like so. Peels right off. And you save your baby wipes and all that for other projects. So there we go. It's all clean. Peeled off, thrown in the trash. Now, let's check. Oh. Okay. Set this aside. Oh, it's still warm. But I can go here and there we go. My nail will let me grab it. Y'all, it's the problem with long nails. Sometimes you cannot grab things easily. Well, okay. See that? Now I can reuse this cup again. Peeled right out. No problem. Well, it took a little effort, but that's okay. So I throw that away. This cup is ready to use again. So, another pro tip. All right, this is cooled off enough. Just gonna pop it out. And I want you to see. It's clear, see-through. I can still see my hand through there, which means players can still see the numbers, even if you have it propped up like so. Right, here's the front. I have it propped toward me. Guess what? They can still see the back. So make sure you use a solid color to black out your dominoes so cheaters can't cheat. But that's transparent ink. Always going to stay transparent. Good question. I did not cover that. I actually used some Chameleon Powders. I used the blue, and I used, what is it, teal? Oh no, this one I used a Nick Pro. I actually used Nick Pro on both of these Chameleon Powders. And it is blue red, blue green, no, blue purple red is the darker. And blue green is the lighter one. But it's a Chameleon powder. And what I did is I brushed it on the mold. I poured, this is 1B1 resin. This is not UV resin. I poured these last night, so they're ready. So the only thing we're adding is the backing over the 1v1. That was a great question. You know what? That's what my brother says too. Yep. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. The other thing he used to do is I wear glasses. So he would look at my cards and the reflection of my glasses too to cheat. Not nice. Very not nice. All right, so there's our transparent. Now what I want to show you guys, let's do some glitters, okay? And let's get our little handy dandy clear resin that I've poured. We're going to add a little bit of glitter in there. I'm going to use our little stick to stir it up. And I don't worry about the little, y'all know the clear glue trick that we use for our glitters, right? There's not enough resin in here to really worry about that. But you could, and you can use the UV trick with, the glue trick with UV resin too. It works the same. So let's pour our glitter on the back of this domino. And like I told y'all, we're talking about backing colors and we're talking about things with UV resin. Okay? So I'm spreading this out. I want to make sure every little bit is covered. This is not going to prevent cheating either. It might throw them off a little bit because some of the glitter could appear as dots, but if they're like my brother, they'll find a way to cheat. I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to put it under the lamp just like I did the other one. Turn my lamp on. And I'm going to put this in for 60 seconds. I'm putting my silicone stick under there. I need to clear out bubbles because, like I said, this is not really oh, that's sad. Yeah, that happens. That clear glue trick that Daniel Cooper found for us has been such a lifesaver, especially using chunky glitter. Because these glitters, these chunky glitters, are heavy. And here's a better one. This is a really good example of a chunky glitter. They're heavy and they'll sink to the bottom of your project. So if you did all this beautiful resin work and got these beautiful patterns and all that, and then you add some glitter, it sinks down and it takes over all that work that you did and negates it. So that clear glue trick really comes in handy to keep it evenly dispersed throughout the project so it's not taking over your design. Same thing. We're just going to peel this off. I didn't put my cup under there. It's fine. I'll set it to the side and do it later. But you get the premise of, there you go. You just peel it off. It's ready for the next use. Easy breezy. Done. Okay? That really saved a lot of expense on your wipes and paper towels and all that. So you don't have to wipe them down all the time. But that's still a little warm. We'll let it sit. That's another thing. If you're using UV, when you put your piece under the UV light, it gets hot. So once you run it for a cycle, if you have to run another cycle, you need to give your piece time to cool down before starting another cycle. Or it's going to be too hot. It's going to warp. It's going to, leave these little funky, I don't even know what you call them, designs or wrinkles on the back of your piece. It's going to look horrible. So If you have to run more than one cycle, let it cool off before you run the second one. Let it cool off before you remove it from the mold too, because with it being hot, you can leave thumbprints, fingerprints, things like that too. So I always let my pieces cool down before I mess with them. So here we have, just pop that off. So there is our glitter design on the back. And you can see it through the front, so you can still see your numbers on the back, especially, where did I put my, oh, here they are. Especially when you add your dots. So I'm going to show you all. For these, I have the 6 pieces. Yep, 6-piece chrome marker set. And one of these has a round tip. It's a fine tip. I'll show you that too. Here we go. I don't even know. This is silver. So I have silver, and it has a round tip, and it fits perfectly in this hole. Y'all, so easy. Look at that. How quick was that? Done. This round tip is perfect for dominoes. So if you have a 6-piece chrome set and you've been wondering, that round tip really works well. This is the fine, the skinny fine tip, and it worked great for your lines well. Of it. I need a piece of paper. Oh, here we go. Let's put it on here. Well, let's find the silver one. Since gold doesn't want to work, I've had these for a while, y'all. I'll show you both. There's black tip. Silver. Here we go. So, here is fine tip. You can put in there like that. It fits perfect. And here is the chiseled end, which you can also, it goes perfect. And then you just wipe off any excess. See how quick and easy that was? My brother's that way too. He likes to cheat. It's too funny. But you see what I mean with these chrome markers and how easily you can see those through the back of this piece. So there you go. That's an example of that. Now, I want to move, let me get these out of the way. Done the transparent. Done the, we did a chunky glitter, so I'm going to leave that to the side. But let's use a mica. You see, this is a color shift mica. It's beautiful. I love it. It's gorgeous. But let's add, I'm just going to unscrew the lid. And I'm going to use one of my little baby spoons. Trying to run away. I'm going to use one of my little baby spoons. And I'm going to put just a very, see that, y'all? Very small amount in this resin. And when I say very small, it is very small. And why am I doing it like that? Because I've told y'all, don't put mica powders in your UV resin. Okay? That's another great question. Color shift is similar to Chameleon. And it's different than, here, let me mix it up and show you. And I'll show you this little amount that I mixed in here. And you want to make sure that you mix your mica well and it's broken down, because if not, it's going to leave these little lumps in your resin. So you see how I mixed a very small amount, and that is still transparent. It gives me that color I want, but it's still going to allow the UV resin to cure, no issue at all. Okay? And I'll show you what it looks like as a solid mica. I just had it. This is this color as a solid. Okay? You're not seeing through it, but you see that has that blue shift, that purple shift. That's why this is a color shift. It shifts from one color, purple, to blue. That's all you're going to get. Okay? Chameleon powders are, let's see, do I have them really good? Huh. Well, oh, here we go. So you can see here, this is blue to green. So it's only shifting to two colors, right? Blue and green. This one, however, has three colors. That's what makes it a chameleon. Like a chameleon changes colors to whatever's around it, right? So this is three color shift, blue, purple, and red. So depending on how you turn it, you can see blue, purple, or red in that. It's shifting colors, but it's more than one. Usually your color shifts are two colors, 1 to 2, purple to blue, right? So that's the difference there. Iridescent is multiple colors you can see, right? So that really is the difference between the three. And like I said, we're going to do, what time is it? I don't want to make this super long, y'all. But we're going to add, and I'll just do that now. I'll show you how I'm going to add this iridescent to the back of the statue to give her this beautiful effect. See the effect with that paper? Now let me take it away. And it's clear, and you have the chameleon powder that I brushed in the mold effect, but when I put this behind her, it's a whole different effect given, right? So that's what we're going to do with her, and I'm just going to show you real quick how I'm going to do that. I'm going to lay her on her feet there so she's level. And then I'm going to take some clear, I don't have my scissors, that's right, I'll trim it after. I'm going to take my clear resin, and this is clear UV, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iridescent film, and I'm locking it down. I will cut the excess off. Where are my stuff here? So these are not my good scissors that I would really want. Yeah, they're not even cutting well. Where are my little baby scissors that I had here? They disappeared, you? Of course, everything disappears, y'all. I swear I have a ghost. All right, I don't have another pair of scissors that's good. I need to throw these away and replace them. But you're going to get the point when I put this down. Now, I'm going to smooth out any bubbles underneath this. See, there's some bubbles here. I'm just going to smooth it out, pop it, so it's not trapped. And then I'm going to take my UV light. I'm going to do it for 60 seconds. And I'm going to let that cure. And while that's curing, I am going to grab some good scissors so I can cut that off and you can see it. Oh. So I have this little baby pair of scissors that will work. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't move this, and it's somewhat curing. I'm gonna set it out of the way. I'm gonna put my stir under there. Gonna let this finish. All right, move this, turn it off, away, and let me cut that off. I can cover it over any areas that. Now I would go back with my good shear scissors, which are I don't have here, to really cut this off like I want. So there's that. And you get the picture. Okay. So these scissors to the side. This is stuck down. Okay. And then you can see the back, the difference. Now, when I turn it over, of course, I would cut all this excess away. You see the difference now that is made with that. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? That effect is gorgeous. And I could actually leave this off of her face and let that still remain clear while the rest is iridescent. Do you see that? So that's the way you can play around with things. And once you get this attached, you can come back with another layer of clear so it's not just your paper on the back. Come back in with another layer of clear UV, cure that. Once you get it all trimmed down the way you want it, cut off all this excess, put another clear of UV, and you're good. It's all done. Project complete. And that's a very simple way to dress up a mold like this. Brush it with some Chameleon Powders just over the edges, cure it with clear resin, and then come back and glue your iridescent on the bag. You can tell this is not completely cured yet. Her head is wobbly, so we don't want to hold her by her head and it fall off. That would not be good. So you can come back, add your iridescence. Once you get that attached, trim it all up, and then add a clear layer of resin, and your project is complete. Done. So that's how you do that. Now, I do want to talk about and show you, let's use a dark mica, because I want you to see this fail. People have asked me all the time, well, it doesn't, it's okay. You can use dark. Let's use a dark. We use green. That's a white. Let's use this dark color. And I'm going to put a good amount in there. Like I see a lot of people do. You can put a lot of mica in there. It's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. That's a full scoop. And let's add a little more. There you go. Okay? A good amount of dark mica into your project. Go ahead and peel this off. Don't really care, to be honest, because that is not going to affect how it's cured or not. All right. So I got all of this UV off that. Now we're going to mix this up. Okay? We're mixing it up. Now, you see this is opaque, right? Dark. We're going to pour it. I'm going to ruin a domino to show you that full coverage opaque mica is not good to use with UV resin. And why is that? Because light needs to penetrate through your resin to totally cure it. All right. Now, people are going to say, oh, you didn't let it cure long enough. So we're going to put this one on 90. And this is a strong UV lamp that I'm using, guys. That's why I can put it on 60 seconds and it really cure without a problem. Because this is a strong lamp. It's a nail lamp. And it's cordless. It doesn't have to be plugged in a USB or be plugged into the wall. I don't have that problem. I got a cordless one, so I can set it over here and use it, no issues. Yeah, some resin with the mica. You got it. Going on an hour, y'all. This will be the last thing I show you. I really wanted you to see the difference of using these different backgrounds with this type of project. So you can see how well it works, what doesn't work. Oh, I will show you one more thing. All right. Peeling it off. And it's sticky. And it could be, oh, because I didn't leave it in the whole time. But I left it well past 60 seconds. Okay. So, peeling it off. What is usually the last one? There it goes. So I'm getting it off. All right. Oh, I didn't put my cup in again. I'll cure all those later. All right, we're going to let it cool down. Okay. I didn't want to hit my leg. Now, I did want to show y'all because I have told you this in the past. And where is it? These holographic glitters do work with UV resin, no problem. And I will show you that, and that will be the last thing that I show you. Let's do aqua blue with these, or should we do silver? Which one? Aqua blue or silver? You pick. Which one should we do, Maker? Oh, that's good. This is the last one I have available. Silver. Okay, we'll do silver holographic. And I'm going to show you this will cure no problem at all. Where's your little spoon? Here we go. Here's your little spoon. And I'm putting a heaping spoonful into this. And it's going to be fine. Put my lid on this. Y'all, I love this. This is my must-have for resin. Isn't that gorgeous? I bet you do. But I don't like keeping them so long. I feel so bad. I don't want to waste your time. Okay. And people see it's a long video and they're like, I'm not going to watch that. It's way too long. All right. See that beautiful silver? Let's pour it on this one. Y'all, I love this stuff. Okay. I'm going to smooth it out. Like so. Beautiful. So here, use it for something else. Move these out of the way. I want to get this out. I don't want it. Y'all, this actually cured. I'm shocked as heck. Oh, it's not cured all the way. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. This, like this mica, is going to cure on the outside, right? But I compress, and it's going to release resin from underneath there. It will leak if I put a I really don't squish this everywhere and come flying out. But I'm telling you guys, there is uncured resin under this that I can feel squishing. Do you know how you get the liquid in the center with those jellies? And it has the liquid in the middle, and you can squish the gummy and feel the liquid inside. That's exactly what's happening with this opaque mica. I can squish it and feel the liquid under it. So it's not completely cured. And this is what I said happens, and I'll finish telling you as I let this cure. So what happens is the outside is cured, your customer gets their piece, sets it on their mantle, and it could be a month, 2 months down the road, liquid starts leaking out of their project or their piece. And that's why. Because the outside's cured, but the inside is not cured. And no, you can't recure it multiple times and reach, because this is opaque. You can't see through it, right? You're not going to get light through this opaque level to reach what's not cured under it. Does that make sense? To answer, the question was, could you recure it multiple times or just leave it in the sun forever, and would it be pointless? It's pointless because this top layer is cured. You can't get light through to reach what's not cured. So there you go. That's a good question, though. I'm glad you brought that up. Perfect. So we're going to let this cure, and this, like I said, will be the last one. I know I need to make up for the times I took off. We'll do that, but we're almost at an hour. By the time this finishes and I finish my little spiel, we'll be at the hour mark. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to turn my lamp off, set it to the side, and give this time to cool down. I love this holographic glitter because light can get through this. This is purple of the holographic glitters. See that? Isn't that beautiful, y'all? I love these. Love, love, love them. And when you brush these, here, I'll show you. Let me brush that one. While we're waiting on that to cool off, I'm just going to brush this. Where's my little brush at? Where are you? Oh, there you are. We're going to, and these are just makeup brushes. So just dip some in here. And look at that, y'all. It doesn't take very much at all to brush on these. And you get this gorgeous effect. Super easy. And I'll show you with. We'll do one side with this teal. Like that. And we'll do the other side with the silver. And you know, I have to keep the stock because I use silver a lot. I wish they would put this in a bigger jar. And when light hits it and you put it in the sun, that iridescent, really, the holograph, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let me put my brush back in its holder. Now, I want you to see those? See that silver? Beautiful. And see the purple? And when you change it under the light, gorgeous. All right, let's take this piece out. So you see, and I would trim off all my edges, but see that? Beautiful. And it is cured. And I can't feel like on the opaque one, it allows light to get through, so it's completely cured. And this is what it looks like from the front. So let's compare black, white, and that silver holographic. This white really pasteled out this piece, made it very pastel-y. This silver made it pop a little bit, but nothing compared to the black background. So you can see the color you choose for your backing really, really missed out. Or missed out. I just read your comment. Y'all, it's Friday. It really changes the background of your color and your results. So take the time, put something beneath your project before you decide on a background color. And you can top coat these. They don't have to be in the mold. It's just easier if it's in the mold. I could take this out and just do a top coat with any UV. And I said I wanted to show y'all. Heck now, okay, I'm going over a little bit. Because I want to show you the different. And I'm just going to do multiple and cure them all at one time. Okay, this is Let's Resin's dark color, and it's transparent. This is their dark type blue. So let's use a Pearlescent. We'll do a Pearlescent blue. And then I have T-spurts. Now, you'll see in a minute when I move my hand, but I want to make sure I have enough down. All right, see the Pearlescent compared to the regular blue? This is a dark type blue. This is the Pearlescent. These are all by Let's Resin. And now let me show you, where did they run away to? Dude, I just had it. Oh, here it is. These are J. Diction's glitter. I said T-spurt. I meant J. Diction. My bad. Let's do a purple. Oh, let's see. Do we have blue? Keep the blue thing going. All right, we have blue. So here is J. Diction's glitter Precolored UV. Get it down there. Oh, this reminds me of a food gel. All right. Now, let me spread them. And I will start with the hard type, or dark type, excuse me, blue by Let's Resin. Smooth that around. Okay, so wipe it here. And then their Pearlescent. Y'all, I love these Pearlescent ones. They're so gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. And now we have the glitter by J. Diction. And I do have T-spurt. I'll get T-spurt too. We'll just show you them all. How about that? Okay. The bottle. Copper. Green. Come on, I know blue's right here. It is. This is Teachspurt's Precolored Blue. We'll put it. And I have used this a lot. I love this. Now, here is a pro tip, a huge pro tip. To prolong your colors, you can take clear UV resin, put in here, add a little bit of color in there to get these colors, but it allows you to stretch out the color that's in your bottle so you don't use as much and you have more. It'll last longer. I love this blue. Super, super subtle little pearl in it that gives you that little bit of sparkle. But y'all, I'm going to disappoint you now. I'm sorry, I probably should have shown you this. Teachspurt stopped making this pre-colored. I'm so sad. I really wish they would bring this back because I love their pre-colors. All right, we're going to set my lamp down and cure all those blues. To make it last longer, that's a great question. You can take clear UV resin, pour in this cup, and add a little bit of your pre-colored. So maybe do half and half, or 2/3 clear, 1/3 with your color from the bottle that's pre-done. And you can stretch out what you get in this bottle. And it still works. You still get your color that you want, but you stretch out how long this bottle will last. Does that help? And I'm just using like resin to like resin. So if you're using Let's Resin colorant, use Let's Resin Clear UV. If you're using J. Diction colorant, use, I have a bottle somewhere, J. Diction's Clear UV. So like kind to like kind. Because each company has their own formulas. Okay, so these are done. They're super hot. We're going to let them cool off a minute. And then when I take these out, we'll be done. Make sure you give us a thumbs up because that's what allows other people to find our videos, find us, and find answers or tips that are really helpful and can help them save money. One, we really want to save money, but also help them in their journey of learning skills. So be sure you like this, give it a thumbs up. That really helps. And leave me a comment. Which of these is your favorite? Like I said, I'm not worried about bubbles. These are all cured. And look, I want you to see. See the difference? There's the J. Diction glitter. Super glittery, sparkly and shiny. Here's the Pearlescent. It has that pearl effect to it. Here is Teachspurt's one they don't make anymore. That really is, I don't know. It's not sparkly. It's not in your face, but it has that beautiful little luster. And then here is a transparent dark color pre-colored resin that you can use, which would be good for stained glass effect. These that are clear and see-through, really simple. Use your iron filler. You could use hot glue. I don't suggest hot glue, but you could use silicone to make your outlines, or you could use your black UV resin, trace over something, cure, and make your outline, and then go back with your transparent colors and fill in your sections, cure it, and you have like a stained glass effect. We're going to do that. Maybe next Friday I'll do that. But let's get these out so you can see. This is the glitter. See how sparkly that is? Gorgeous. And there's the front. And here is the transparent, which is still a good coverage. You could still see the dots. Don't get me wrong. Cheaters will win. But it's super cute. It would make a great stained glass colored UV that's super easy to use. Instead of having to mix up different colors and all that, you just pull the color out. Point, put a little bit down, spread it out with a toothpick or whatever you want to use, done. Here is the Pearlescent. And I love this, y'all. These are so fun. You have that sparkle, but you also have that whitish color background. That's going to give you that solid. They're not cheating on these. They can't see through this. Okay? And then we have the one I said they no longer make, which is very sad. It is a subtle shimmer in a pre-colored UV resin. You just point, pour, and cure. That's it. So there's all the different ways, you guys. We showed you everything there is, from white to holographic glitter and the different effects you get. And for those just coming in, here is the effects of white to a black background. You get pastel with white. You get more of a vibrant pop with a black. So that's all we have today, you guys. We have our glitter one. We have the don't do dark mica with UV because it doesn't work. We have our transparent ink that we added to clear UV resin. Remember our navy we added. So we did all kind. So there you go. You have it all right there, y'all. That's all we have for this one. I really, really, really hope that you learned something. And like I said, you can do this with 1v1 background colors. I did this with UV because I wanted to cure it and show it to you immediately. But if I were doing my domino sets, which I do a lot, I would pour my 1v1 resin, let it set overnight, come back, pour my background, which can be a marble color. It can be any kind of design you want. But you can still do 1v1 with the black and get that beautiful pop and get a more pastel chill color. And then maybe you want to put vibrant dots on a pastel. It's really up to you and your imagination, what you want to do, what your customer's looking for in the end game. But y'all, that's all we have for this one. I'm so glad you joined me today. And I'm sorry it's a little longer. I went over an hour. I apologize. I try to keep it to an hour, but we had a lot to cover today. So until next time, you guys, you know the drill. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, which really shocked me that there's 80% of people who watch these have not even subscribed. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps out the channel, and it helps other artists find us to learn these tips and tricks and see how things actually work before they make mistakes and waste a lot of resin and money. All right, y'all. So do all the YouTube stuff. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. Share this with other artists. Leave a comment. What was your favorite background? Which one is your favorite? Comment below and tell me. I'm curious to see which gets the most votes and likes. So leave me that comment, you guys. And that's it for this one. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, happy arting. Ta-ta for now.